This week's DRM Not Included on F5 Live Refreshing Technology is proudly powered by Amazon Prime. We all know that you get free shipping on millions of products with Amazon Prime, but you get a whole lot more. Like free music with Amazon Prime Music, free TV, movies, and documentaries with Amazon Prime Video, free games, and a free Twitch subscription to support the content creator of your choice with Amazon Prime Gaming. Plus, a whole lot more. We've got links to all of these features and some of our favorites, plus a 30-day free trial, all by going to f5live.tv/prime. One more AI topic tonight. So one of the big complaints, sure, we've talked tonight about energy consumption and water consumption for using AI. However, one of the big complaints that we have had since the beginning has been in their training process. There's lots of AI models out there that their training is both open and closed, in that they train on information that they find, just all information that they can put their hands on, and they don't disclose that training process. Then there's systems like Runway, which has teamed up with Lionsgate to build a AI model for film production, film and TV production, using Lionsgate's own content. So they will be building this for Lionsgate using Lionsgate's content. That's hard to say. Meaning that the training loop is closed and the training process is more open, in that Lionsgate knows exactly what is being ingested and used. They don't have any worry about using, violating content outside of their own material, which is nice. There's other AIs out there that do that. We use one for the show. If you go to the Pilch point right now and see the little chat bubble in the bottom right corner, that'll bring up a way to interact with an AI that's trained exclusively on an episode of the Pilch point, which is nice, right? I know where the content's coming from. I know that it's a closed loop. I know that I'm not violating anybody's intellectual property, which for Avram and I is a big, important part of reality, is that I'm not going to violate anybody's IP. I have fed my thing in, and that's what we're going to do. And that's what's happening here. Now, of course, there are other issues with using AI for film or television production. We had the writer's strike last year. We had the actors' strike last year, all around what is and is not acceptable usage of AI in film, TV, and video game, because the Voice Actors Guild is still currently on strike with the video game industry over using AI for voices. So there are other issues, but from an IP standpoint, this is nice. But there are obviously other concerns with using AI for the creation of art. We've talked about it with photos and videos, and at some point it is no longer art. It is just an assembly line. It's just a factory. And film has long been, one of the more public and universally consumed art forms. So introducing robots into the mix may or may not be great. Depends on, if they're using it for inspiration versus, writing a full script, that type of thing. But it's definitely an interesting move, creating a model specifically off of your own content, to then help you work off of that. The Hunger Games, I think, is one of the... Yeah, Hunger Games films are Lionsgate. They also own the Stars Network. So there's all kinds of interesting stuff. The the movies with um, the dog. I know that's not enough. John Wick, I think, are also Lionsgate. So there's a lot of franchises that might be able to be expanded using this. They haven't totally talked about what the plan is, but it's definitely an interesting deal and the first of its kind in the industry, Abram.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the creators that work for Lionsgate
Mm-hmm.
because their stuff now is going to be used to create. If you were an actor and you did work for Lionsgate, does that mean that then Runway can do things that are competitive with any other projects that you do for other studios?
Right.
Because, I mean, once they have your image, they have your image, right?
Um, but
So,
I think the agreement with the Actors Guild was that you have to have uh, individual contracts from actors to be able to use them digitally like that, or from their estates, possibly. You know, in the case of Carrie Fisher or whatever.
well, this is an interesting question, though, right? Because uh, what about all stuff that was recorded, giving training data to Runway of things that were recorded before the last contract was signed? Is it retroactive?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, if I have someone who, an actor, a digital character who looks like
Mm-hmm.
Robert De
Mm-hmm.
Niro,
Right.
but I don't, it's Robert De Niro,
Right.
who, what are you going to say?
Right. That the AI could make amalgamations based on De Niro and that group, all for yeah, the Sopranos. I don't know who was all in Lionsgate, so we'll just go wide with it. You take Godfather, Goodfellas, and Sopranos, put it all together, come up with some amalgamated stereotypical characters that pop out. It's it's made it's ingested over 20,000 pieces of content. It knows what people look like. It's able to, build characters based on a couple of a couple of successful projects, and new imaginary people come out, and they're now your actors. It's not Robert De Niro. It's not Tony Soprano. It's not, but it learned off of that and has created artificial people. They don't have to necessarily even look like them or talk like them, but it learned based on their appearance, their speech patterns, their voices to create new actors. That's still not great.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is very problematic. I mean, yes, it's good that they paid and they got licensing, but I do wonder about how this hurts the market for real actors. Um, I guess
Yeah.
for real performers. But you know, last I checked, Runaway is still not exactly giving you a long clip
Mm-hmm.
uh, yet. But they're getting there, and now that they have the rights to use this training data, who knows what they'll
Right.
do with it?
Exactly. It'll definitely be interesting. I am curious to see what kind of tools they plan to build. The company's co-founder said, "We're committed to giving artists, creators, and studios the best and most powerful tools to augment their workflows and enable new ways of bringing their stories to life. The history of art is the history of technology," which is not false. "And these new models are part of our continuous effort to build transformative mediums." That's not how you pluralize medium. "For artistic and creative expression. The best stories are yet to be told. Lionsgate has an incredible creative team and a clear vision for how AI can help their work. We're excited to help bring their ideas to life." Two clear problems with that statement, but that's fine. The plural of medium is media, but whatever. So we don't. we don't know exactly what is intended with this. You know, I've used some image generators simply to get my brain moving if I end up in a black box and then I don't use anything that I receive, and you know, it just gets me started. You know, jog brain fog essentially. You know, they might be doing that. It might be used for scheduling, probably not. It'll be interesting to see if they talk about how they've put it to use as time goes on. I imagine that Runway will say, we'll talk about whatever they're allowed to with successful projects, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see how all of that goes, and whether or not people outside of the studio, for example, you know, writers, editors, videographers, actors, respond negatively in any way to what's going on over there. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course hit the notification bell, because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.